Good morning, this is Elaine Jarvis. I'm coming to you from Front Royal, and like you, I've been watching the situation in Israel and in the Palestinian Gaza Strip. And I'm a little concerned. I think we all should be. And I was thinking about this. I was talking about it with my husband, and we grew up in the days of Ronald Reagan and Margaret Thatcher. And if this happened back in the old days, I can't imagine this dragging out so long. What my husband said, and I really do rather adopt this, is if I were president, I would go ahead, go on TV and say, okay, you've got 200 American hostages. That is not acceptable. You've got until sunrise tomorrow to give our people back. If you don't, we're going to flatten you. How are we going to flatten you? We're not using nukes. We're not going to send in ground forces to win an impossible guerrilla type situation. We're going to drop the mother of all bombs on you. What is the mother of all bombs? It's actually called a MOAB. It's fairly old technology. But the neat thing about the mother of all bombs is it has this amazing ability to tunnel down. And if you've studied what's going on in the Gaza Strip right now, they have been storing hostages in tunnels. Now, their tunnels stretch as far as 200 miles or more. So you can get into a building, even a collapsed, dilapidated building. I mean, keep in mind, Israel's been sending bomb after bomb after bomb into Gaza after warning the residents to get out. But there's still about 400,000 people or so stuck because of poverty and other reasons. Well, the other reasons are there's still terrorists hiding out in the Gaza Strip, like in hospitals, like in the parking lots next to hospitals where they accidentally send their own rockets into their own hospitals. But that's another story for another day. The fact of the matter is, they took our people. And as an American president, your first job is to protect your people. And back in the days of Ayatollah Khomeini and when the Iran consulate or embassy was holding all of our hostages, we pittered around and did nothing for the longest time. As soon as Ronald Reagan came into office, they released our hostages because they knew that Ronnie wasn't going to mess around, nor was Maggie Thatcher. We need leaders now that are going to stop messing around. And if you say to me it's really mean to drop bombs on people, it's also really mean to drag out a situation where we are killing or contributing to the killing of thousands of human civilians in Palestine who are not involved, who did not attack Israel. We've sent in 2 truck convoys so far, one with 14 trucks, the other with 20, I believe, containing food and water. That's about all of the food and water that is left in the Gaza Strip because we've cut off electricity, we've cut off any water. So we are slowly starving people out. It's cruel, it's kind of unfair. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm pro-Israel, but the Israeli government has caused a lot of this chaos to ensue. The current president of Israel, about a month ago, started a constitutional crisis of his own by taking away judicial review from the Supreme Court. So I don't know if y'all remember your history lessons, but when we established a Supreme Court, the first Supreme Court Justice, Marshall, said that the justice has the right to analyze and declare what the law is. So in Israel, that was the case as well. It's got to be the case in any constitutional democracy. The president said, nope, you don't get to review anything we do. And then they put in a couple of things in there about, unless it's grossly, horrifically, terribly, uncontrollably negligent. But that's not really a determining factor for whether legislation is constitutional. What happened was the Israeli military said, all right, we're not going to come. We're not going to report to duty. So all of that chaos was going on, and that's when Hamas struck. It also stands to reason that there's some sort of nonsense going on in both Israel and the Gaza Strip and all the surrounding countries, Syria, Saudi Arabia, etc. They're waiting for this chaos. They love this chaos. And on top of that, Russia and China adores this chaos because it gives them more power, more coalitions. And the question is, why? Why is all of this going on right now? Does it have anything to do with the fact that the American Congress is completely paralyzed? What are we doing? What are they doing? That's the question that we should be asking. Why are we having this amount of chaos? What is it distracting us from? That's what I keep asking, at least. Thanks for listening. This is Elaine Jarvis coming to you from Front Royal.